Hello everybody, it's King of Koopas here and welcome to my new side Let's Play of RollerCoaster Tycoon. Now, there's a lot to need to say, as a lot has changed since the last time I posted a video, so let me explain. First of all, I have my own little recording studio. Yeah, I got my computer in my room here, so I am absolutely free to record whenever I have free time, and thanks to not being employed, I have tons of free time, so updates should come along fairly quickly. Second of all, I think I'm using a different microphone, so hopefully that really bad static you heard on my other one you shouldn't be able to hear anymore. There's a little bit of a feedback thing you can kind of hear in the background, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as the static I was getting with my other mic. And third of all, this is not going to replace Carmen Sandiego. No, updates are on the way. I just haven't set up VMware yet so I can record. But when that happens, yeah. Oh, and one more thing. I don't have a time limit anymore. I am free to upload videos as long as I want now. So, no more having to split the case into two parts because I ran out of time by 2 minutes. Alrighty then. So, I'll get into a little bit more how this Let's Play is going to work. And I'll just load it up here. I already got RollerCoaster Tycoon running in the background. It's running in 720, so it's going to look a little different than it's going to look on your screen if you're going to be playing. Hold on, let me turn down my volume here a little bit. There we go. Okay, so anyhow, oh my god, sorry, this volume's really loud and it's hard to concentrate. Hold on. Okay, there we go. It's probably muted for you guys now, but I'm sorry, that music gets really obnoxious when you're trying to talk. Sorry. But anyhow, okay, so how we're going to do this is going to be a little more of a tutorial type thing for the first few parks, and oh god, I'm even ahead of myself there. Alrighty, so my goal of this Let's Play is over the course of a year, or however long I decide to let this go for, I'm going to try and do every park in the game. Now that is no small task. There's something like 50, no not even 50, there's probably like 100 different parks in here. Some of them take a really long time. I have never attempted more than 70% of them, so a lot of them I'm going to be doing with little to no knowledge, and I'll just have to go off my knowledge of how RCT works, how to manage guests and whatnot, and crap like that, yeah. As you can see here, you can just see some of the many parts that we are going to attempt in the future. And also another thing about this project here I'm going to be doing here, there's going to be a lot of cutting in this, because I personally don't think it's that exciting to watch me run a park when I pretty much have nothing to build, nothing to do. So if it gets to points where it gets, really stale, I'm probably going to cut until something interesting happens or stuff like that. It's going to flow more like a tutorial than, an actual no-cut Let's Play. If you want to see a no-cut Let's Play, go watch Sluder's Let's Play of RollerCoaster Tycoon. I thought it was great while he was still making it. I don't really think he's doing it anymore. But yeah, it was a great little thing. It has little to no cutting, and so you get to see all the action and whatnot. I'll provide a link to it in the description as well, since there's going to be a video response to it. So yeah, go check that out if you don't want any cutting and you just want pure action. Or not pure action, pure just whatever. Alrighty, so first thing right off the bat, okay, let's stop the video here for a sec. Okay, first things first, there's a lot of these first few videos, like 2 or 3 videos, they're going to be just tutorials. I'm not going to start the actual parks for about 4 videos or so, because I want this guide to help people who have not only played the game, but also people who are inexperienced or don't know what they're doing or whatever. So, we're going to go into a lot of tutorials. I'm going to explain the in-game systems. I'm going to explain how to succeed in this game. I'm going to explain what I know about roller coaster physics and whatnot, and go on all that. So, in this video, I think we're just going to, after I'm done rambling here, I'm really sorry that took so long, but I had a lot to say, and I wanted to get that done. So, anyhow, first of all, we're going to jump right into, load up Forest Frontiers here. Alrighty, so starting off in the park, in any park, this is just a tutorial. I'm not going to actually start this park yet. First, in this video, we're going to go over all the main features so you know how to at least get going. I'm also going to provide a little, what's it called? I can't speak today. I'm going to provide a little link in the description once it's up to just go to the video where I do start Forest Frontiers, because that's not going to be for a while. And once that video is uploaded, I'll put a link in the description to just go to that if you don't want to watch all this tutorial stuff. Alright, so starting off here, every time you start up a park, you're going to get a goal. In this case, you just want guests and a rating. We'll go over that. We'll go over the park rating once we get into the instincts of how to actually beat the objectives and how this game actually works in more detail. So let's close this down for now. Alright, so you got three things here. You got this, which is pause. You can go to the little floppy drive. You can save your game, go to options and whatnot. Select everything you want. I'm just going to change my distance to metric because I don't know Imperial. And just do whatever you want here. It doesn't make a difference, to be honest. I'll just pause the game while we're working. Okay, this will shut off all volume if you want to do that. This will zoom in and out. I believe there's another way to do it with a shortcut, but I'm not sure how. This will, you see, as you can see, there's a lot of unused area in these parks, so get used to that. Next up, we got this, which is rotate. I believe it's, yeah, enter also rotates it. This is our view options. You can set stuff like, we can view underground if we want. We can see through rides if we had any rides. We can hide the grid. Hide the grid. There we go. We can hide the grid if we want. We can put land heights, you know, all this stuff. Experiment around. This is our main map. This is gonna, if it wants to work. It doesn't seem like it wants to work though for some reason. I am not sure why. But anyhow, this is, if you're playing along at home, this is basically just going to show you like an overhead of the entire map. Stop playing around. Okay, close that down. Alright, and this is, you can adjust, you know, yeah, I know, pausing, but you can adjust it, you can big, you can select what you want, a whole bunch of options to change the land. This is it's basically your basic shaping tool. You can also, this adds water, which I'll just unpause so you can see. It costs money, of course, same thing with land, it costs money. This is for, pause the game again, this is for scenery. We'll get over what, this is just scenery. For the most part, scenery isn't needed, but these things we are going to need later on. I'll go into detail about how these are going to help. This is our button to add paths so that we can unpause here. We can add paths, or if we want, we can use this tool to go up. That's our, we can select if you want to go to queue, we can select what type of supports we want, we can change the type, all that good stuff. Okay, next up we got the rides. This is the main meat of where you're going to be going for the most part. You can select whatever ride you want here, so you say I want to build a burger stand here, just click on it and place it. Simple as that. Alrighty, next up we're going into the financial crap and whatnot that helps you manage. Alrighty, first off we got our finances, which is going to be very important. I'm going to dedicate a whole video, I think, to explaining what to do and what not to do when it comes to making money, because there is a lot to talk about. Next up we got our research and development, which is this. With this we can set the funding, and we can set what you can get. This is basically how you get new rides and attractions. Like if you want, let's say I only want them to create roller coasters, I can just check it off. Now they're only going to give me more roller coasters. I can increase or decrease the funding, which is basically going to mean how fast I get new items. We'll get into what you want to be doing there later. Next up, this is our rides and attractions. This is a little thing that shows us every ride, whether it's open or closed. You can sort them by popularity, satisfaction, stuff like that. See what's working and what's not working. Profit-wise, you know, reliability-wise, stuff like that. Next up, we got the main park. This can also be accessed by pressing P on your keyboard to go to the park. I don't know all the keyboard shortcuts, but I know these are some of the most helpful in my opinion. But this can go here, and here we have a lot to see. At the main gate, you can see, you know, the entrance to the main gate. You can open and close the park at will. This, you can buy land with, which isn't always available in every park, but you can still go ahead and buy land like that, if you really want to. This is construction rights, which is like buying land, except you have to build over it instead of on it. Again, it's again not available in every park, like it's not in this park. We can, pressing this button here will take us right to it. We can rename the park if we want to, whatever. Alright, this shows us our park rating, which will go into more detail what a park rating is in the next video. This will show us the number of guests in the park. This is going to show us our how much we're charging to get into the park. Some parks have the admission locked at 0, so have to keep that in mind when making the park. This shows us the statistics, like how big it is, number of rides and attractions, all that good stuff. Not really that helpful. This shows our goal, so if you need to remember what you're supposed to be doing in this park, you can go here. And this is the awards, which is, just awards. We'll get into what awards are later. Next up, we have the guests. This is probably the most important, well, not the most, but one of the most important windows that lets you not only see what your total guests, you see what they're doing, but you can also tell what they're thinking, which is going to be very important later on when it comes to designing a good park. Next up, we got this button here, which can hire staff. We got handyman, mechanics, security guards, and entertainers. We can all hire them. Like, you can press hire new handyman, and there you go. He's now hired. He will now just wander the park and do his job. Once you're in the handyman thing here, you can go here to go to him. You can tell him what to do. You can see his wages. You can name him, move him. You can set his patrol area, which is basically just limits to where he can go. I don't really use it that often, but you can if you feel the need to. Sorry. And then you can fire him. And that's the same for all these guys, except with the exception of the entertainer, which if you click this, instead of setting what he does, you can set his costume. And I'll close that. And that pretty much sums up the staff there. We'll go into how you should hire your staff later on. And then finally, our final button here, we have the recent messages, which is basically, sometimes during the game you're going to get messages like at the bottom here. And this is going to be like, our ride's broken down, or a guest is drowned if you're really that bad, but, stuff like that. So that concludes the top bar. Now for just the bottom bar here, we just got the money here. Pretty much telling you how broke you are. And if you click on it, it'll take you right to your finances, which is always helpful. Shows you the guests and your park rating. You can either click on it to see your park rating, or if you don't want to do that, you can just hold your mouse over it and it'll show you your park rating. Right now it's raining. Mother Nature can't leave me alone even for one video. And it's raining outside too. Isn't that great? Speaking of which, over here you can see your year. And if you scroll, you can see the day. Now, this game goes by year from March to October. And, I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say each year is about 20 minutes long. That's a rough estimate of what it is. They're not that long, but for some of them, like you have for like 5 years, it can take a really long time to complete a park. Which is why I'm going to resort to cutting. This is going to tell you your, what I can speak today. This is going to show the weather, like, right now it's raining, it's saying it's going to go to clouds, and this is your temperature. Alrighty, I think that concludes that. We're just going to go back to actually I'm going to mute the sound here. So, I think, okay. New game, don't save. Alrighty, so there we go. That pretty much concludes the main interface of everything. There's more to go into once we actually start creating and making rides. But we're going to go in that in the next part, actually, where I'm going to explain the basics of creating a good park and managing it, what makes a park successful. Unfortunately, I don't have a pre-made park, but I'm using RollerCoaster Tycoon Deluxe, which is a special version that comes with pre-made parks, which I'll kind of use as examples to show you how you should run a park. Alrighty, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.